Hey guys, Mr. Happy here, and today I am going to be sharing with you what I believe to be the best in slot list for bards in patch 2.2. Before I go any further, let me just say I'm using the website www.ariala.com/ffxiv/gear.html. You need the whole thing. The link is in the description below. You can do gear sets for any job here. It's very easy to switch between gear sets. As you can see, it's just a click away from comparing gear and stats, everything at the bottom, even the race that you are. It can all be added together here. It works for any job in the game, and you can even look at loot sets. You don't even have to be doing the most recent gear. It's got different sections where you can add gear from different tiers of content. So it's a great website, and I highly recommend it. Anyway, moving on. This gear set for Bard is very strange because you'll probably notice this very quickly. We don't have a lot of critical hit rating on our gear this patch. Now, this is assuming you're 100% best in slot. You'll run into some extra critical hit rating maybe along the way to best in slot, but even then, it'll probably still be a little while before you can get all this, and your critical hit rating in the end is pretty disappointing. However, the big thing this patch is determination. There's a lot of it on our gear, and it scales very, very well. I actually was more prone to getting some skill speed on this set, but a friend from my free company is like, no, trade those two pieces out and use a different food, and you'll have the accuracy for this as well as having this extra determination. I ran the numbers of determination's effectiveness, which has been long discussed with amongst the community on Reddit, on the official forums, and my own testing and my friends' testing, and it was without a doubt better. It was not just a few percentage better either. It was substantially better having this set over just with the two pieces and the food change. Substantially better than the other two pieces I was using. But anyway, let's get into it right away. I'm going to try and keep this brief. High Elegant Composite Bow, can't be beaten. Highest physical damage in the game, highest dexterity, and 32 determination, which is just a great stat to have in this patch on a bow, as well as some accuracy, which is also much needed. Only thing I don't like, the delay is a little bit long, so you might lose some damage on barrage. But with the amount of damage it's going to provide to you anyway, that barely matters. The High Elegant Mask of Aiming, the 25 accuracy is a must if you're going to use buttons in a blanket as your food, which is my recommended food with this set. The 12 determination versus 25 skill speed. The 25 skill speed should scale harder, should do more damage, but it also just TP floors you quickly, so in some fights that might hurt you more than help you. The 12 determination and then the extra 7 accuracy, though, enable you to get more overall damage out of your food choices. The same goes for the boots, by the way, which have the exact same stat differences. It's, again, the same choice, 18 accuracy and 25 skill speed versus 25 accuracy and 12 determination. This further enables you to use buttons in a blanket by getting that extra accuracy on the High Elegant Boots of Aiming. The 12 determination, again, not as good as 25 skill speed, but with your food choice, it's more than made up for. Now, moving on, we have the Auroral Tabard as a choice of body piece. Two very good reasons for this. One, it's easy to get. Soldiery, you can get the Weathered Auroral Tabard, which is already a good piece. And then with the Sand of Time from turn 8, you can get the fully upgraded one, assuming your group gives it to you. Whereas the High Elegant Coat of Aiming, I believe, comes from turn 9, and just generally doesn't scale as well. The 29 skill speed should not outscale the 20 determination regardless. So it's an easier choice. You'll get it early. My number one recommendation for spending your soldiery points on. Now, the High Elegant Gloves of Aiming, luckily this is just a choice between 12 determination and 18 skill speed, and the 12 determination on the High Elegant Gloves of Aiming should outscale the 18 skill speed, just mainly because of how determination affects your damage and just the amount that it weighs. About 5 determination is equivalent to about 2 dexterity, and skill speed not quite the same calculations there. So I definitely recommend the High Elegant Gloves of Aiming, which you can get from just from turn 7. Now, the other item I recommend spending your soldiery on is the Auroral Sash. It's got more critical hit rating than the High Elegant Belt, and it's got determination over skill speed. I'm such a proponent of determination over skill speed. Skill speed, great stat, but it just doesn't pan out that well in some of the fights. As soon as you get TP forward because of it, you start regretting the decision of having that extra skill speed. So going with the extra critical hit rating for obvious reasons, and then going with the determination again for obvious reasons. Now, next we have the legs, High Elegant Breeches of Aiming. As much as I say I love determination, you can't give up 41 critical hit rating. That matters way too much. It's too big of a number to sacrifice it in this patch. The 29 skill speed, not great, but I mean, you would have 20 determination and 41 skill speed otherwise. So I definitely recommend going for the High Elegant Breeches of Aiming in this patch. Now, I already spoke about the feet, so let's move on to the accessories. Now, accessories, again, there's a lot of obvious choices here. I'm sorry, you might be able to hear my nephew and my sister right now. They keep walking back and forth. I've been trying to record this all morning, but they keep interrupting, so just getting it out of the way now. High elegant choker of aiming. It's got 19 critical hit rating and 9 determination. You do not need that 13 accuracy from the Auroral Choker, and you can't really turn down the 19 critical hit rating. Crit determination pieces, you always got to find a way to work them into your gear set, so that's definitely the choice right there. The earrings, Auroral earrings, now this extra 6 accuracy is actually quite vital, and also 13 critical hit rating. I know 13 critical hit rating, it may sound worse than 19 skill speed, but with the way that it affects your auto attacks on top of your actual skill damage, it just ends up parsing a little bit better than the 19 skill speed, and I just hate skill speed, so, you know, whatever. And the 6 accuracy, like I said, is very vital to making sure you have enough accuracy for this patch. Now, wrists, I got into a bit of a disagreement with my friend in this one because he says you should always use the Auroral wristlets. I say it's situational. Situational only because 499 accuracy should be enough to hit every enemy from the side and the flank in this patch. Yes, there are different accuracy requirements depending on which direction you are facing with the boss. If the boss is in front of you, sorry about that, you need the most accuracy that you can get. About over 510 you need for this patch. I'm actually not even going to stop recording because this is the quietest it's been. I'm just going to turn my phone down. There we go. Oh, it didn't even make a noise. That's good. So anyway, if you need to hit up anything from the front, whether it be in turn 6, 7, 8, or 9, and you need to do it often, the Auroral wristlets are better because you will not miss once you have those on. If you don't need to, say in places like turn 8, where you should never be in front of the boss and you shouldn't be in front of any of his ads either, then the critical hit rating and the skill speed should parse better. So it's nice to have them both. I don't really expect people to spend the points on the wristlets, get the oil, and get the high elegant bracelets of aiming. It's a lot of work. But if you can, having both of them for different situations would be best in this patch. And then the rings, you don't have a choice. You have your left ring is the Auroral ring, and your right ring is the high elegant ring of aiming. You don't have a choice. It's 32 accuracy, 19 skill speed, and 9 determination. I'm hoping we get more ring choices in 2.3, but we're talking about the now, so that doesn't matter. This is 2.2, not 2.3. As for food, buttons and a blanket. Now, originally I was thinking black truffle risotto, but you cannot reach the maximum stats yet with a black truffle risotto. It's just a step above buttons and a blanket. So the 10 critical hit rating you get from this and the 16 determination adds up to a massive amount. Now, I know you're probably thinking, oh, but what about deviled eggs? I mean, you could get the extra accuracy without the Auroral wristlets, and you get 24 critical hit rating. Well, I'll tell you this right now, 16 determination is a much more reliable increase in damage than 24 critical hit rating. Sure, you could aim out the percentages and say, oh, you get a percentage increase on River of Blood, but 16 determination is a very easy stat to work with. It's very linear in nature, and it's easy to measure, and that 16 determination is a lot of determination on top of the rest of the determination you already have. You don't need the extra accuracy from the deviled eggs unless you're in those situations where you're deciding between Auroral wristlets and the high elegant bracelets of aiming. So it really becomes a matter of preference at this point. Do you need the accuracy from the deviled eggs, or do you not need it? I say you don't need it, again, unless in the very rare situations you're in front of the boss, but you can also play it safe. Just go with the Auroral wristlets and use the buttons in a blanket. So overall, what do we get as the increase in stats? Depending on which wrists you go with, you'll either end up with plus 303 dexterity, no matter how you end up with. You'll either end up with 499 accuracy or 518 accuracy, so either way, depending on, as I said before, which situation you want to be in. And then you'll also have 497 critical hit rating. I know it's so low, and that would be my nephew walking by. I know it's so low, but it's just there's not a lot of critical hit rating on this gear, and the determination scales so well that kind of just got to go with the 497 and suck it up a little bit. 333 determination, that's a lot. That's a lot of extra damage, and trust me, you will see the difference between 333 determination and 293 determination. You will see a difference. 408 skill speed, it's a good number to be at. You have a little bit of it so you can speed up your GCDs just a little bit, but not so much that you're focusing on skill speed as a bard. And then vitality is just plus 265, you know, with an Elzen Wildwood, it's 465. But overall, this gear set should be good for all patch 2.2. In patch 2.3, we should have a few more options open up. There will probably be some new jewelry, most specifically new jewelry that we'll have to choose between. Not so much new choices between our armor sets, but the new jewelry should be good for that patch. I'll be sure to make an update then. If you want me to do more best in slot lists, just convey them here and share them with you. Of course, there are plenty of people who have been working on best in slot lists, and I myself would like to work on some more as well. But I want your guys' opinion. Do you guys want more Best in Slot videos? And be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share for more videos Final Fantasy XIV related. I do have other videos on my channel. Going to be posting some other videos on my channel soon as well. Also, be sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter if you have any recommendations, any sort of number crunching that you've done on Best in Slot lists, maybe any changes you would make here, the differences between the wristlets that I've been arguing about. And also be sure to follow me on Twitch where I do live stream. Not live streaming right this second, but I do live stream a few times a week. Whenever I have the spare time, I like to connect with my viewers through twitch.tv. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.